the oil, but they're not smoking it because I don't think it's good for you. That's just my opinion. And I've seen plenty of people in my life that have been chronic pot smokers, and it doesn't seem like they're any brighter. And if you see them years later, they definitely don't seem very bright. You can tell that their frontal lobe is deteriorated even worse. This is a controversial thing. For the child that's suffering from this, I understand her frustration with Jeff Sessions. There is plenty of information that I've come across at my fingertips from Harvard doctors that have really looked into the damaging effects of marijuana to the frontal lobe, and they say it deteriorates it. It numbs it. It degrades it, which means you become stupider. We don't need a lot more stupid people. But for medical marijuana, maybe the family's going to have to move from Texas, to another place. And apparently for 3 years, she's been able to be seizure-free from this oil that she's been able to use to take it and seizure. And if you've ever seen somebody that's had a seizure, it's not a pretty thing. I had a classmate back in middle school that would just have them, and it was very disturbing. I mean, sometimes it could be very violent, shake all over the place and kick everything, and it just class didn't get back to normal for at least 30 minutes. So I for medical reasons, again, I hope so. Jeff Sessions, I'm sure, is going to hear this. I'm sure there's good reason. I think states, as they have our again, for the legalization for recreational pot, I just don't think we need a lot more stoned people driving around on the job stoned. And there's been a lot of reports where people have been driving stoned and either not looking where they're going. And there's a lot of states that not report this because they don't want to lose the revenue. And they're pretty biased in it. But I tell you, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be at a restaurant. I think this stuff smells like crap, literally, in the air. It smells too good. I mean, some of the weed just smells disgusting. Yeah, I know people love Amsterdam, but you don't have to go to Amsterdam. That was the big thing. Go to Amsterdam, smoke some pot. And everybody's smoking pot. Big deal. I mean, it's a pretty expensive plane ticket to do that, where people are going to do it anyways illegally. But for medical reasons, you've heard it here, and for the people, I think that states should make it happen. And Texas hopefully gets on board for medical reasons, and hopefully it's it just helps those that have the chronic issues that really need the help them the most here. But the recreational thing, I don't think that's helping the state other than revenue. And that's it. They're already getting it from alcohol. And more people, statistically speaking, die from alcohol-related crashes than they do from people that are actually smoking marijuana. So for those that are on board with marijuana, want the recreational, yes, I understand those numbers, and that makes sense to me. I get it. And it can make people stupid, too. And that's a legal drug. I understand that point of it. But again, medical, I just think it's a downward spiral. I think it opens up. People are just creatures of habit. And, they get used to the marijuana, then they go for something harder. And it's been called the gateway drug. Human beings left to their own devices, some people just can't stop. It's like the horse, they'll eat themselves to death. There's just some people that will do that. They will smoke themselves, drink themselves, and it happens. Smoke themselves cigarettes. They can't stop it. They got this addictive personality, and they can stop it. And these addictions are killing hundreds of thousands of Americans every year, and it's sad. And I believe, again, what Billy Graham said, there's a heart-shaped vacuum in every human being, and we try to fill it up with all these things, and it can never never fill that void. Only God can. And so I totally recommend going to church, praying, seeking out God and Jesus. And again, I'm sorry if it sounds preachy, but listen, without him, I wouldn't have any hope for my life, for my future. Would not have any hope of seeing my loved ones. And it's by faith. I believe it makes a big difference. And believe me, that's my north. You can have people that can be your north and good mentors. And I have some in my life that I'm very grateful for. But I'm telling you, without God, I'd be a mess. And more than just a hot mess. We all need them. And this country needs them. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for Franklin Graham praying at every single Capitol before the election for Donald Trump, I don't think Donald Trump would be president. And God knows, seriously, where we'd be right now. I thank God for Franklin Graham and godly people in our country, and for godly people listening to this broadcast that keep us on the air. Thank you, and praying. And please do pray for this broadcast daily. I appreciate that. We ask for support, but I'll tell you, prayer amongst anything would be a great help. I appreciate that. You pray for me, I'll pray for you. Thank you, America, for tuning in. If you like the show, share the show. Our website is forthepeopleshow.com. We're available on all social media and on this radio station. Listener supported. For the People, coming at you Monday through Friday right here on this station. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Keith Allen, For the People, all the best. May God bless.